That first song I sang, simply a welcome song, is for us to welcome all of us here tonight into the circle that we're all sitting together in. But you definitely the community and that have come to make that time to come and sit with us here today again. Chimiigwech, welcome. That second song, Bear Song, words are simple. What we're saying through that first part of that song is that we're seeing all those grandfathers walking towards us from all four directions. And anytime we say grandmothers, grandfathers, we're always talking about our relatives that have already gone ahead of us into that next level of life. So every time I sing that song, for example, I always think about my kuku, my great-grandmother. She raised me when I was 11, right? So imagine all our relatives that are walking towards us from all four directions, and as we see them walking, we say, we say to them, come and bless us, okay? But that song, it's to acknowledge that we all need that healing from time to time and how we think about others, ourselves, about life. Sometimes our bodies need that healing. Sometimes even our spirit needs that healing because some days we can't see that road that we all need to be walking, right? With some meaning, some of us, we lose hope, we lose faith. But just as much as we all need that healing, every one of us sitting here tonight, we also carry that gift, and that's that gift to heal one another. And sometimes it's those words that come out of our mouths and how we use those words. When we say kind things, good things to one another, that's part of healing. When we give a hug to somebody, that's part of healing. Sometimes when we just take that time to listen, even if we don't have the answer, we make that person feel that they were important to us, that's part of healing as well. So part of why I wanted to sing that song tonight as well is to invite also that healing spirit, right, to come and sit with us here in this room with all of us as well. And healing comes in different ways. And that food that you all ate in that's part of healing as well. Right? Sometimes those conversations we have with one another, that little bit of laughter that we might have with one another, that's part of healing as well. So that's why I sang that song. That third and final song, that one we call Creator Song, it's us taking that little bit of time to give thanks, to say thank you to those grandmothers, those grandfathers. They're the ones that guide us every day. To say thank you to her, she carries us every day. To give thanks to God, this Creator that watches over all of us every day. And last but not least, but again, to all of you that have made that time, we say miigwech to you as well. Thank you for making that time tonight to come and sit with us. All those staff that are here, miigwech, thank you for making your time also to come and sit here today and to come and answer some questions or at least talk about your programs maybe a little bit if you can, whatever, right? So with that, I just want to say miigwech, 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 miigwech. All right.
Thank you, Wally. My name is Victoria Fisher. I'm the Executive Director at Shawenim Abanoojii, and I just wanted to echo what Wally was saying with thanking everybody for coming out here this evening. I recognize that it takes time to come out and participate in this, and we're really happy to see everybody who did come out here today. I've had the privilege of working with the Southeast First Nations for the past 10 years, and we really take a lot of pride and joy in the work that we do in serving the communities. I feel really nervous right now, and sometimes when I'm speaking in front of people, I don't feel nervous, but right now I do, and I think it's because I'm in front of community members and we're all close together, so excuse me if I'm tripping up on some of my words. I wanted to kind of explain what it is that we're hoping to achieve here tonight, and also why we're out here. Shawenim Abanoojii means to nurture the child. And for those of you who speak the language, I'm sure you could attest to how powerful that name is and what responsibility comes with that name. Shawenim Abanoojii was developed by the Southeast First Nations in 2005 for the purpose of responding to an issue that was impacting families and community. Due to a limited number of placement options in First Nations, when children came into agency care, they were too often being placed outside of their home First Nations in stranger-based homes. And these children from the Southeast First Nations were losing their language, were losing their sense of identity and their connection to their friends and family members in their First Nation. So the leadership in the communities established Shawenim Abanoojii as a means of providing an option for kids to come home and also keeping children at home. So they developed what we now call the community homes. And some of the first community homes were established in Bloodvein, in Pungassi. And these homes allowed for First Nations caregivers from those communities to provide a safe space for kids when it was needed, so that those children can stay in their home First Nations, continue to go to the same school, continue to hang out with their buddies, see their cousins, and have more opportunities for reunification with being closer to their parents. So it was an example of those First Nations taking that step forward to make a response right then in 2005. So the work that Shawenim Abanoojii does is an example of a better practice model across the country. And I really want to acknowledge what leadership in the First Nations did when they created Shawenim Abanoojii, because we present in different communities or at conferences on what the organization does, and it's still, unfortunately, it's unique. There are a lot of First Nations communities who would like to establish a resource like this and who haven't. So it really speaks volumes about what the First Nations communities in the Southeast region were able to achieve. So since that time in 2005, the organization has continued to evolve based on needs that we're identifying. And we identify those needs through hearing about the experiences that are impacting the children, young people, and families who access our services. So, for example, we established the Shawenim Abanoojii School about 2 years ago. And it was after we were seeing too many kids experience prolonged delays before they had an intake to go to school. Because when you're a child in care, you have your CFS worker who's your guardian, you have your foster parent, you have all these different parties that then need to come together just for you to get into school. And it was creating a barrier, and children were becoming disengaged. And if you can imagine the detrimental impact that could have on their futures, a resource was needed to respond to that need. And so we established the school. It's important for us as the organization evolves that it remains connected to those who we are serving. And that's the purpose of us coming out to the First Nations to host these information sessions. We want to have that relationship and that connection to community members. These are the people who we work for, and we don't want the organization to get far away from that at all. So that's largely what we're out here to do right now, is to try to reach out, to build some connections, to share more about what services we're currently providing. And so we had asked our departments to do this kind of like a science fair style with the boards that you see over beside Raven here. So when you look at those boards, there's information about some of our programs. And then we also have staff here who are happy to talk directly and share information about the programs. And we have a lot of shy people who are putting themselves out there and socializing this evening, so thank you for that. And I don't want to put all our staff on the spot individually, but maybe if we can get all of the Shawenim Abanoojii staff who've come out here tonight to meet people from Brokenhead, if I can ask you to stand up for a second. So we have staff from our community care programs, from our property and maintenance programs, human resources, finance, wellness, Memengwa, support work program. We have representation from all of our areas coming out here tonight, and it really shows how many of our staff, you guys can sit down, thank you. It shows the commitment of the Shawenim Abanoojii staff in coming out to community. And so we really are grateful again for those of you who have come out here. If you want to text other people to come out here, like the door's not closed. People can come at any time this evening, so feel free to share the word. And then we wanted to share information about programs, and we wanted to get information from community members. So we have some questions, and we're doing this in the 8 First Nations with the same set of questions. So we have these up here, and Raven will explain in more detail how we'll go about this. But this is some information that we were hoping to get a better understanding of from community members, so that we could use that to incorporate into our services, so our services can be tailored to the needs of your First Nation. So I'll leave it at that right now and pass it to Raven to explain a bit more about how the rest of the evening will look. And again, just thank you for coming out.
So I'll just start off by introducing myself. My name is Abanoojii. I'm from Barons River First Nation, and I've been working at Shawenim for almost 4 years. I currently work in the wellness department, along with my team members overseeing programs like our youth council, our summer day camps. We help out at treaty days, donate to community events, often partner with Jordan's Principal and South Beach Child Family Services on various programs. So we do a lot of cultural land-based programming as well as that. So I just wanted to share a bit about the questions that we have up here, because for me, this is a really important part of the evening for you to share your ideas to inform our approach and how we deliver the programs to the communities that we work with. So a lot of the questions that are asked up here are to ask you, like, how can Shawenim be a good resource and ally for your community? What are the strengths of your community? Which local resources or community members, stakeholders are you aware of? How can Shawenim partner with resources and community members in a positive way to best benefit your community? And also, what does the community need to support health and wellness, not just for the children, but for the youth, adults, and elders as well? And what does Shawenim Abanoojii mean to you? Nurture the child. Like, how has your community taken care of your children growing up previously, right? We want to learn those ways so we can learn from you. So we do encourage you to come up here, share your ideas. We also have paper copies of the questions over here by Victoria. If you're a little too shy to come up or just want to fill it out where you're sitting, that's fine too. Just wave one of our workers here. We have our wonderful youth activity workers wellness team here. You guys put up your hands. And our youth council member, Makisha Green from Barons River. Our youth council rep for Brokenhead, I wanted to mention, is Lana Starr. So we have currently a youth council made up of 13 members from each of the 8 communities that provide that ongoing feedback in our services that we deliver. So this is a way to get to reach out to communities, and we hope to do this once a year. Maybe next year over at the hall, where we get to share more about who we are. But on the flip side too, you give us your feedback. We want to build relationships, get to know you, get to know your kids. So it's wonderful to see some kids out here. We also have a little toy bin over there, by the way, if they want to come grab some toys from us. We have door prizes over there as well. So we did take your name down for door prize tickets, which we'll do the draw in about 20 minutes to a half an hour. So in that time now, we can just come up here, see our activity workers will be up here to either write down your ideas for you, or you can write them down yourself on the flip chart. Or again, just wave someone down and we'll come bring a paper copy to you. So I think that covers it. We will do this for urban members as well when we move into our new building. We do get our new building at 865 Main Street after June. So sometime summer, fall, if you want to just let your family members, relatives know. For urban members, we'll be doing it after we move into our new building.
If anyone wants to talk on camera, who don't want to write or write on it, I'm available as well.
Okay. And Doug is also here to get any video interviews. If you want to share your information with us verbally, he'll capture that as well. So
Just come and let me know.
Just come and let Doug know here with the camera. So, and his hat and his tripod. So again, Gichimi Gwech, and that's how the evening will look. And we'll just do a little closing remark before we end off around 8 o'clock today. But you're welcome to stay until we do our door prize ticket draws, or again, you don't have to stay until then. We did ask for your phone number. If you do want to leave, we'll just phone you, let you know you want a prize, we pull your name. So yeah, with that, miigwech, and hopefully you all enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Go break some of the tables and if they want to write on them, so write it on them. There's not a huge amount of them, so we're gonna have to work for people to start writing stuff. I'll go with the preferred. Yeah. After they're done filling it out,
Doyle, you got a lot of ideas.
Is
Are you gonna hand rate it, or you wanna just talk about it each other? Okay, sounds good.